Well, today is our our fourth anniversary for the open house for DC Metro Aviation, but it's an extra special day because it's also the 55th year anniversary of Montgomery County Airpark.
It's on about 150 acres of land in Gaithersburg, Maryland. The Montgomery County Airpark is part of the Montgomery County Revenue Authority, which is a quasi-governmental agency in Montgomery County.
The Airpark represents an economic driver for us, which is great. A lot of folks who own private airplanes are actually flying into this region, so that's certainly a plus for us, but also for budding pilots, for people who love aviation and certainly want to take up recreational flying. That's a great resource for us as well. And so certainly as we in Montgomery County try and provide opportunities for all of our residents to do all different kinds of things, our Airpark represents just that, just another added plus for our community.
So we like to invite the community to come out and see some of the planes that we have on display. We have food.
Well, we don't live too far from here, so we come down here during the week to grab a bite and watch the airplane take off with the kids, you know.
We have a live band here. This year it's special because the band members are pilots. A new addition this year is the Harley-Davidson out of Gaithersburg has a practice course set up today, which the local police department, if they have a police officer that needs to take their motorcycle test, will be able to actually come here and do that, and everybody will get to see that.
Historic aircraft were flown in especially for the open house.
The plane is named the Clipper Tabitha May. This is a Douglas DC-3C that was built in 1945. The airplane turned 70 years old on the 12th of October. She was originally delivered to the Army Air Corps, who didn't need her because the World War had ended, so they sent her to the desert where she was picked up by CBS Corporation. And this was CBS's corporate airplane for a number of years. She then did some scenic tours over the Grand Canyon. And then she went up to the Experimental Aviation Association in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and they used the airplane for aviation outreach and education for a number of years. Then she wound up in Alaska flying airline passengers from Anchorage out the Aleutians and back. And she did that until 2003 when she was retired. She was up for sale for a number of years because there's not a whole lot of practical uses for a 70-year-old airplane. So we bought her in 2011 and restored the airplane and put her in the condition she's in today.
This is a 1941 AT-6 Texan. They were made by North American Aircraft. They started them in the late 30s, and these became the primary flight trainer for World War II. They built about 15,000 of them over a span of about 15 years altogether. There's about 500 of these things still flying in the country. There's a very active group of us that go off and fly these things around. A lot of us do formation flying in them. A lot of them do acrobatic acts in these planes. Our mission is trying to be with the involvement with these things and with the Air Force, which is all about honoring our veterans and our heroes and inspiring the youth and educating the public especially about the sacrifices and what happened during World War II.
The planes are great. I want to fly one when I get older.
I am the maintenance officer for the Capital Wing of the Commemorative Air Force, and we have an educational program where we take young individuals with a strong interest in aviation, and we basically train them and mentor them through being pilots and mechanics. These are old aircraft parts. Mostly unairworthy and beyond repair. We have some old spark plugs here, and we use them to help raise money for our educational program. Make a donation and you can take something home with you.
Other aviation groups educated visitors as well.
Here today is we're showing off our aviation program, which our assistant scoutmaster is his planes here. I like about the event because pretty much we get to look in the planes, we get to experience what it feels like to be a pilot in some simulators.
All right, well, the Civil Air Patrol, it's actually the official auxiliary of the United States Air Force. The Civil Air Patrol has 3 major missions, the first one being cadet programs. So cadet programs, it's similar to what you would see in like a ROTC program where cadets can learn about leadership. The other program, the other mission of Civil Air Patrol is emergency services. About 85%-ish of the inland search and rescue missions assigned by the Air Force is actually conducted by Civil Air Patrol. The third point is airspace education.
Congressional Flying Club has been around for around, I believe, about 50 years. It started at Congressional Airport in Rockville, okay, which was just a grass field down there. And then when that closed, it moved to Davis Airport, which is just about 4 miles north of here. And then when Gaithersburg opened here in the early 60s, the club moved here. And we just a collection of pilots who, again, associated with the Civil Air Patrol, a collection of pilots that share aircraft. In our case, we have 4 aircraft, and all the pilots get checked out in each of them. We have meetings every week. Congressional Flying Club is as much a social club as a flying club, so we really have a good time.
Some of the volunteer groups that come out of here are pilots that fly for Veterans Airlift, Wounded Warriors, Angel Flights, and Pilots and Paws. Pilots and Paws is an animal rescue organization where pilots volunteer their time to rescue animals. The Wounded Warriors and Veteran Airlift are for the fallen soldiers that need medical treatment, and since we're so close to Walter Reed, they're able to transport them here and get them to their treatment. And the Angel Flights is a medical organization that the volunteer pilots take the medical patients to get medical treatment that they'll need.
Well, I've been a member of the Angel Flight organization for several years. It's a way for us to give back to the non-flying community that typically are not in locations that are easy for them to make airline connections to go to medical appointments. And the pilots will donate their time in their aircraft to fly them. And it's very intricate the way they have it worked out. They'll get somebody from, Tazewell, Virginia to Greensboro, and then Greensboro to another city, and another city finally to Boston. And there's a lot of logistical work there to get that organized.
One of the highlights of the event was a demonstration of remote-controlled airplanes.
Today is an annual event that we do at the open house where people really get to come in and hands-on exhibits and see what's happening and what the airport is all about. But on a regular basis, people can come in. We have a full-service restaurant at the airport. There's a little outdoor deck, so it's very popular for families to come in with the kids and let the kids watch the planes take off and land. We also do school trips, birthday parties. So there's a lot of ways that people can just come to the airport on a nice day and enjoy an outdoor meal and get to watch the aircraft take off and land. It's a lot of fun, really.
Here's the contact information for the Montgomery County Airpark.